Hello, I'm Samantha, and today I'm going to share with you some exercises that will help you if you've got a tight neck. So a lot of times we all get into a position where our head is forward. We get this way from looking down at our phone all the time, from sitting at a computer all day, or even just looking at the floor feeling bashful and not wanting to make eye contact with people. So today's exercise is going to help you not only stretch your neck out, but more importantly, strengthen around that stretch so you can sustain it. And the stretch won't go away as soon as you're done doing it. So you've probably tried to stretch your neck before, maybe for years, and you still have a stiff neck. Well, the reason is that some of the muscles in your neck are conspicuously not working. They're not showing up for their job. So today we're going to search for those muscles in your neck that aren't doing the work that you want them to do. So be open to a new experience. We'll start with some head tilts. We'll start with a long neck and spine. So we've got that curvy bowspring spinal shape. We're honoring the natural curves of the spine. There's an inward curve of the low back. I'll show you from the side. There's an inward curve of the low back, a fullness in the whole rib cage, and also we want an inward curve in the cervical spine. Your cervical spine is the part of your spine that is your neck. So with a lot of people, there is either a flatness to their cervical spine, or it's actually curving the other way from looking down all the time. So we're going to create that inward curve there, and it might feel a little different or weird. As a reminder, you can think about when we're just sitting here to keep your eyes at the horizon, or you can think your upper teeth level with the floor. So if your head is down and your eyes are looking down, then the eyes are not on the horizon and the upper teeth aren't level with the floor, so we'll correct that. You can think about lifting the roof of your mouth, and that makes you a little taller. All right, we'll start with some pretty easy head tilting exercises. So we've all backed out of the driveway, and maybe you've thrown out your neck by whipping your head too fast to the left or the right to pull out of your driveway. Well, instead, one of the important things I'm going to emphasize today is mindfulness in transition, whether that's a transition driving out of your parking lot or a transition from one move to the next, as we will do here today. So we'll get started in that nice open posture. The roof of the mouth lifts, and I'm going to lift my chin slightly, and then I'm going to take it to the left and down, and then back up towards the center, and then to the right and down. And you'll see I'm making an upside down U shape with my chin. Continue doing this and see that your jaw is relaxed while you're making this shape. And you'll notice that this head turn is much different than whipping the head back and forth. So we're exercising new movements. Even when I turn the chin down, I still keep length in the neck. I'm not shutting off the tube. And then come back into the center. So try that next time you're turning, you're switching lanes. Instead of whipping the chin down and to the left, stay tall with your chin and then go down. Give it a try. I think you'll like it. You'll have to slow down a lot of things. Now we're going to take a cup hand to the back of the neck. It's called neck hook. So we're using this hand basically as a neck brace to support the back neck muscles. Generally, they're going to be pretty weak on most people. So cupping hand, sliding it back there. And the tendency here is for this elbow, look how high it got, to get high and wide. It flattens my armpit when I do that. And that tells me that my trap is overworking, so my trapezius muscle. So instead, I'm going to take this elbow, I'm going to release the shoulder so the shoulder can go wide and the elbow goes low and narrow. So what I've done here is not only do I have a support with my hand on the back of my neck, but also my wrist creates a support on the side of my right neck. And you'll see what we need that for in a second. All right, so I'll inhale, lifting the throat, so keeping the throat long. The hand is gonna help me keep the back of the neck long. And then I'm gonna tilt the crown of my head to the right. And it doesn't have to go that far. If you watch this in a mirror, watch that your chin doesn't hijack itself and go towards the sky. That's where you're most flexible. Instead, it's a pure lateral tilt. And you've got a hard break here with your hand in the way. So get used to that feeling. You might feel a pull on your jaw or on the side neck, and you can touch your neck here and watch for gripping in the front of your throat and see if you can convince that to soften. And then we'll switch hands. Neck hook other side. Again, release the elbow down and low. Narrow it towards the midline. Open your throat. And then crescent the other way. So you're getting a stretch on this long side of the neck. I'm trying to arc my neck without twisting the head. So no twisting here, just tilting. And if you want to, you can give it a little bit more. Nothing crazy. All right, inhale, come back up. I'm gonna keep this hand in the neck hook position. And actually, I've got my fingertips, they're curling around to the other side of the neck. That's gonna be helpful in what we do next. So this time, we're going to arc this way. So I'm gonna arc right, and these fingertips here are gonna help remind me that I want my neck to narrow. If you feel like your neck is getting wider on the sides, see if you can give yourself a little bit more support with your fingertips. Try to push the fascia of your exposed neck, so it's this side. Use your left fingertips to mold it in and up so you create an arc instead of just collapsing when we're tilting. We want a soft arc on both sides of the neck. Take your right hand and push it into your thigh in order to keep a long arc in the waist as well. And then we tilting. We're getting a little bit more stretching experience, but we're also toning. Keep your head pushing back into the back plane. Keep your ribs and your hips into the back plane as well. And if you want to go for the gold, maybe kick it up a notch. Slide your right hand out to the right a lot. And I'm going quite a far away. Push your ribs to the left. Tilt the crown of the head towards your right hand. Now watch your elbow here. Is it trying to fly up high? If it is, your shoulder's compressing. Instead, let it release down. Good. Take a big inhale here, and instead of rolling forward and lifting up like that, inhale big and lift up purely from the side ribs. Oh, wow. You're going to start to build a new kind of muscle that helps you support your core, your two cores. So we have two cores, the waist and the neck. They're pretty similar. Let's try the other side. Right hand goes to neck hook. Relax the shoulder so it can go wide. Soften the elbow, bring it narrow and low. Fingertips go all the way to the left side of the neck to provide a support there. Inhale to lengthen, hips, heart, and head. Exhale, tilt the left ear to the left side. Yeah, it's a little bit more intense this way because we don't have that full support on the exposed side of the neck. To get even more deeper, start to walk out the left hand to the left quite a bit. Yeah, and then push your ribs to the right. This might not be accessible for you right now. That's okay. Watch that your chin doesn't try to cheat. It might be like, whoa, look, Sam, I can do it. Okay, we're not twisting right now. We're tilting. We're tilting. Watch that your left ear doesn't compress all the way. Then you've lost your the openness. So these are very specific and particular movements, yes, but they will help strengthen and stretch your neck. Good, and then remember, come up mindfully, not going forward and up, but lifting up from the side core. Beautifully done. Nice. The next pose I'm going to show you from the side. You can do this seated on your block. You can do it standing, sitting in a chair, or you can do it kneeling. So I'm gonna do it kneeling, so a little bit in between. I'm gonna take one hand to neck hook, what we've just been doing, and the other hand to head rest. So that's just cupping the back of the head. Okay. I'll find my bowspring roots. Okay, so now my neck rest hand supports my neck. It gives me strongness there where it's probably weakness. If I didn't have my neck hand there, the back of my neck would just collapse. Oh, and I would crimp the tube. Don't want to do that. So this hand is very important for support, and the head hand gives support as well. So I'll root the hips, and then I'm going to start leaning back with the ribs, lifting the chin. I'll lift my gaze. And as I exhale, I'll pulse the hips back. As I'll inhale, I'll look at more and more ceiling. Watch that you don't jut your hips forward here. That's not what we're doing. We're opening up and strengthening the back of the neck. And I'm really using my hand here, both of them, to push my head and neck back into. That's where you get the neck strengthening effect. So you're giving yourself your own adjustment, basically. So don't gingerly push in there. Really go for the gold. You're giving yourself a support. Okay, the next, we're going to move on to our bellies into a prone position. So mindfully transition to your belly and take a rosebud hand. So that's take a fist with one hand and then wrap the other hand around it and bring your forehead to it. A little break here. Find your breath. Expand wide in the ribs. This next one's my favorite. You're gonna love it. It'll blow your mind, literally. Elbows wide, shoulder blades wide. Hover your head away from your hand. So just lift it up a little bit. And now extend the crown of your head forward so you grow your neck longer. Yeah, that's a stretch and a strengthen. You're separating the vertebrae. It's like a traction, a full spinal traction. Keep that, and then as if you were lifting your head up for the first time, pretend like you're a baby. It's the first time you've lifted up. Start to lift your head up to look forward. Go slower than you want to go, and use different muscles than you usually would. Pretend like you're a baby. I swear that helps. Soften your jaw, lift the roof of your mouth, and continue to lengthen the back of the neck. You're not compressing the back of the neck. Pretend like your hand is there as a brace. Try to get the teeth so that they're level with the floor, the upper teeth level with the floor. And I'm about there right now. And now I'm going to turn to the left. Now here's where you need to watch out. I'm going to keep the teeth, the upper teeth, level with the floor as I turn. Okay? And it doesn't feel normal to do this. It doesn't feel painful either. Then I'm going to go the other way. See, my teeth, upper teeth are level with the floor. So now I'll show you what, if I just told people to lift their head and turn it to the left and the right, this is what they would do. They would lift it, and then they would turn it like this. Basically the same twist you would give your head if you were flipping your head to the side to look behind you if you're backing out. So instead of exercising that, what we already do all the time, this is a new way. See the difference? All right, now we're gonna come to our side. So I'll lay the side of my head down, and
During these transitions, I'm using the head as an arm or a leg or another limb. The head becomes equivalent to my hands and my feet. And that will also strengthen the neck. Touch the head to the floor. I'll make contact, and this doesn't feel normal either. Typically, when we roll over, we lift up. So touch the head to the floor. Trust the floor that it's got you, okay? Reach your hands to the side. Don't lift your head up off the floor. Roll onto the back without lifting your head up, okay? You did roll off your mat if you were using a yoga mat. Now, very carefully, I'm going to transition back to my mat, but I'm going to use my head. I'm going to use my head about this, right? So first, I'm going to lift my butt up, and I'm going to move it to the right. So my butt just traveled to the right, and now I'll walk my feet. They travel too. Now I'm going to press my head down to lift my shoulders up and travel them to the right. So I just strengthened my neck when I did that, and I taught it a new movement. All right? Now repeat that. It's called a supine shift, and you'll get good at it. It'll be really fun. Okay? We're on our back now. And then you can try that movement again to strengthen the back of your neck. Bring your hands to the front of your throat to make sure you're not straining them to accomplish this. So I'm going to lift my shoulders off the floor. Keep your pubic bone tilted forward so you still have that bow. Okay? Reach your arms toward the sky. Lift the shoulders off the floor so I'm floating. And then bring it back down. When you first start that, don't overdo it, because if you overdo it, you're going to strengthen muscles that are already tight. So you're going to go more and more into that pattern that we're trying to move away from. All right, to get out of this, I'll mindfully transition. Slide and glide to seated.
And that's that. I hope you can find this video to be exceptionally helpful for your neck, so that you can release it and strengthen it where it needs to be strengthened and correct the forward head position. Please let me know what you think, and thank you very much.